Okay, so we're working on a, what year is this, 2000? 2001. Toyota Corolla. Getting a code for the torque converter, solenoid, something. The fluid is just totally black. So it's never been changed, or it's been a very long time. It's pretty much just like motor oil. And yeah, look at that. Pretty toasty. So we're gonna go ahead, we have it draining right now. We're gonna go ahead and pull this pan, and he's got a new filter for it. We're gonna replace the filter. We're gonna refill it with our Valvoline import synthetic and see what differences that makes. Okay, so here is the pan off, and there was how many bolts? 15 bolts?
15 bolts on the outside and 3 on the end.
Yeah.
Filter.
Yeah, 3 hold the filter up, and the one was a different size. So we're guessing that's going to be the different size. When we took them out, they looked both the same, but then when you took the filter off, it kind of fell down unexpectedly, so we didn't get to see. Well, let's be careful when we put it back in to make sure the heads are actually all the way up and not too long. We'll be able to judge it by that. And then under car, it's really tight to get in here. You can see there's everything. We'll go ahead and clean up the gasket surface. There's no sealer on this, it's just a cork gasket. But we need to get all the oil off. We'll let it sit here and drip while we're cleaning the pan up, and we do have the parts washer to clean that up with. On this transmission, I don't see any solenoids. They have a couple valves right here that come out. Don't really see any electronic solenoids. These might be external. I have to look it up and see. But as of right now, there's nothing that's really serviceable in here besides the filter. Okay, so here's where we're at with this. He had this filter, which is what Autozone gave him. There's 2 different transmissions for this. One's an 18 bolt, one's a 15 bolt. This is the right filter. We just had to leave and go get it. So you can see how much smaller that 15 bolt filter is. It's real tiny compared to the 18 bolt. And when I say 18 or 15 bolt, we're talking about the transmission pan. And how you know before you take it apart, you just count the bolt holes in the pan. We ran this thing through the parts washer. It came out real nice. We're about to reinstall the gasket. He's got a rubber gasket.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, that's the wrong one?
That's the right
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, even the gasket's skinnier than that one is. So we're going to reinstall the gasket on the pan. If you think you can, you could put the gasket on the pan, try to put bolts through it, stick it up there. We might go ahead and glue it to the pan, let it dry for a few minutes, and go back up there with it. We don't know yet. Okay, so here's where we're at. And he saw a video on YouTube about putting all the bolts in the gasket itself, and that holds them in on these. You can hold it up there and keeps them lined up, where you can do it real easy. Otherwise, you're going to have to take gasket sealer. You're going to have to glue this gasket to the pan with all the holes lined up, let it dry, then put it up in there. So I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and get under there. We're going to wipe off the gasket surface and get it clean of any oil. Then we're going to put that up in there, and then we'll be up to the fill procedure. All right, so got it all back on here. Everything's all assembled, if you can even see that or not. 15 bolts, we put them all in the gasket. They all work perfect. Put them up there. I just kind of started the corners by hand and use your 1/4 inch drive ratchet. Careful not to over torque them, overdo it. Kind of did it in crosshatch, tightened down in a couple different sequences. Everything worked out good. If you're using a torque wrench, you're going to end up about 7 foot-pounds for each one of these. If you're using a really long extension, maybe as much as 10. But never go over that. If you hog on them too hard, you're either going to strip them or you're going to snap them off in there, and it's not exactly something you want to do. Okay, so we're going to use like we always use, the Valvoline Max Life, the multi-vehicle, and of course it says Toyota on it for Honda and all that stuff. This is $17 from Walmart for a gallon. It's not 5 quarts, it's actually a gallon. And how many quarts does this thing hold?
3.1 something.
3.1 something, so be safe, have a gallon, maybe an extra quart around just in case. But we have an actual fill dipstick, or dipstick we're going to fill through, I should say, not a fill hole. We got the dipstick out, it's laying right there. We got a filter in it, or a funnel in it. We're going to go ahead and start dumping in. We're gonna get it close on the dipstick. We're gonna start it up and leave it in park. And after it's up and running to the full, probably go drive it a little bit, come back while it's running and check it again and make sure it's topped off. Okay, so we're back. Everything is good. He just went and drove it and we refilled it. This dipstick has 2 marks for cold and for hot, and we're right at it, a little above the hot mark when it came back with it running. And that's it. That's all. That's the change in transmission fluid on the, was this 96 to 2001 Toyota Corolla. And there's a bunch of other stuff he uses as transmission too. We'll look it up and put it in the description. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.